Hey, it's Nathan with options4l.com, and in this video we're going to talk about buying put options or longing put options. So we're going to go over some definitions and what a put option actually is. Then we'll hop over to Robinhood and I'll show you how to actually buy a put option and also how to buy a put option on Robinhood Legend. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I do have this cheat sheet here that shows a bunch of different option strategies and some different information on them. Plus we have definitions as well. So if you are learning about options, which I assume you are if you're watching this video, this cheat sheet might be helpful. Link in the description down below. But what we're doing in this video is we're doing the long put or buying a put option. Now this is a debit trade, so that means that you have to pay money to buy the put option. And it is a bearish bias, meaning that you want the stock or the underlying asset that you're buying the option for to go down. So this is if you think the stock is about to drop and drop probably kind of fast and kind of far, then this could be a good option for you. This is how you open the trade. So it's buy to open one put at a set strike price. And then you could also close the trade or exit it early. So sell to close your one put option at the given strike price. And so that's what we're talking about right here. And so let's do a little bit more explanation. So a long put is basically the mirror image of a long call. So if you watch my other video on doing a long call or buying call options, then buying a put option is kind of the opposite in that you want the stock to go down. So in a long call, you're bullish, you're betting on the stock going up. On a long put, you're bearish. You want it to go down, or you could be hedging a stock that you own. So maybe you already own 100 shares of a certain stock and you don't want it to go past a certain level, or if it does, you want to just sell there and get out of it. So it can help you kind of hedge your holdings if you're not sure if it's going to drop out or you want to just protect. Maybe you're way up already and you just kind of want to lock in profit, and so you could go ahead and buy put options to kind of, put that floor in. So if your stock does start dropping, you don't lose like everything or lose more money. So let's go ahead and walk through it. So what is a put option? A put option is a contract that gives you the right but not the obligation. So that means you have the right or like the privilege or the option to go ahead and sell a stock at a specific price known as the strike price on or before a specific date, which is the expiration date. So an obligation means you have to do something. The right means you can do something. And in this case, when you're buying a put option, you have the right but not the obligation. You don't have to do it. Now moving on, you do have to pay a premium for this right. So we said that this is a debit trade. So that means you have to pay for it. And so that's what it's talking about there. You have to pay a premium to buy this right to sell a stock at a specific price. Now, one put contract typically controls 100 shares of the underlying stock. And so what does a long put mean? So long means you bought the option and you own it. So anytime you long something, it's another word for buy. They just want to use cool different words. So they say long instead of buy, but it's the same thing. And then put is a type of option that benefits if the stock price goes down. So a long put means you paid a premium to buy a put option. So you are bearish on the stock and or using the put as insurance for shares you already own, and we already discussed that. So the key piece is when you buy a put, you choose the underlying stock. So for example, ABC Corp. Then you have the strike price. So the price you have the right to sell at, say it's like $95. You have the expiration date, so how long you have that right for. And then you have the premium. So what you pay for the option, say it's $3 per share. So for example, you have the stock price is now $100. You buy a $95 put expiring in 1 month, which means you have the right to sell that stock at $95 per share. But in order to buy that right, you had to pay that premium at $3 per share. And since there's 100 shares represented per contract, that would be 3 times 100, which is $300 per contract. So you pay a $300 premium to buy that one put contract in this particular example. So how you make or lose money. So all of this is at expiration to keep it simple. And so the first way is if the stock goes way down, which is the dream for a put. So say the stock drops from $100 to $80 at expiration. So you have the right to sell at $95. The market price, of course, is only $80. So your intrinsic value is 95 minus 80, so $15 per share. So your option is then worth 15 times 100, so $1,500. But of course, you did pay that $300 premium. So in order to calculate your profit, you got to take what your option is now worth minus your premium equals $1,200 profit. Another scenario is that the stock drops a bit, but not enough. So say that the stock is $93 at expiration. So that's the strike price of your put options minus $93 equals $2 per share. So the option value is $2 times 100 shares in your option contract. So that's $200. You paid $300. It's now worth $200. So you lose $100. So you were directionally right. You were right. Your stock was going to go down, but it didn't go down far enough. So when you're buying put options, you do need your stock to move far enough or fast enough in order for you to actually make a profit. And so that's just something to be mindful of. Another scenario is that the stock stays above the strike price. So say the stock is $96, $100, or $110 at expiration. It's not worth you using your right to sell at $95 when the market pays more than $95, right? Like if you had 100 shares of the stock, you would sell it at $96. You wouldn't sell it at $95. And so in that instance, your option will expire worthless and you'll lose the entire premium, which is your $300 that you used to buy the option in the first place. Now, I do want to circle back and point out that these three examples were all at expiration. So that's if you wait till the end when your stock option expires. Now, in between, you could go ahead and sell your options. So maybe the stock price starts going up. You could maybe go ahead and sell your put options, and you'd probably still sell them at a loss because they've lost that intrinsic value, but you might not lose your whole $300 premium. Additionally, you might be able to roll your options out and further down and collect another credit and kind of extend the life of your trade. I'll have another video on rolling options. But I just wanted to point out that this is just at expiration. There's different defensive strategies that you could go ahead and do before your stock options expire. So you're not like just stuck to these three options. There's many other things you could go ahead and do. All right, so let's talk about the break-even point real quick. So for a long put, your break-even price at expiration is the strike price minus the premium. So in our example, we have the strike at $95. We spend a premium of $3, so 95 minus 3 is $92. So you want the asset, the stock, to go less than $92 so that way you can make some money. So at expiration, if the stock is below $92, you profit. If stock is above $92, you lose money up to the maximum of $300 premium. So risk and reward profile for a long put. Maximum loss is limited to the premium you paid. So in this particular example, the most you can lose is $300. The maximum profit is if the stock goes to zero at expiration. And my formatting got messed up right here, but the gist of it is you take the strike price minus a premium and you get your $92 break-even price, right, is the same $92. So anything less than $92 is profit. And if the stock drops all the way to zero, that's how you would collect the maximum profit, which would be $9,200 because it's 92 times 100 shares. And more than likely, you know, the stock probably won't drop to zero unless something crazy happens and maybe you know something about something, but that's the max you could possibly earn. So your profit is capped, but can still be quite large if the stock crashes like really bad. Now, of course, this is a directional bet. You want the stock to go down and you want it to go down fast and a lot. Now, real quick, I do want to cover using long puts as protection or hedging. So if you own the stock already, so you already have 100 or more shares of a particular stock, and you want to buy a put option, so it's like buying insurance for your shares. So I kind of covered this, but if the stock drops below the strike, the put increases in value and offsets your losses. And so that's what we call a protective put. So in our example, we have the $95 strike price. We paid that $3 premium, so our break even is $92. And we have, 100 shares of the stock. If the stock drops to $90, well, then we'll collect $2 in profit per share from our put option, even though we lost, $2 per share on our stock. And so it kind of functions like insurance. So quick intuition summary. So a long put is a bet that the stock is going down, or an insurance policy on a stock you own. You pay a premium now. If the stock drops below your strike by enough, you profit. If it doesn't, your maximum loss is the premium. So now let's head over to Robinhood and set this up. So Robinhood, and we're just going to go to SPY real quick. And we want to go to Trade SPY Options. And it's a very easy setup and trade. It's one of the most basic ones. Buying calls and buying puts is like the simplest trade you can go ahead and make. So I'm buying, and I want to switch over to a put right here, and expiration, we'll go ahead and just leave it at 32 days out. And so let's look at what we got going on. And so there's a couple ways we can go ahead and look at this. The current share price is $681.85. So any strike above that would be considered in the money, and any strike less than that would be considered out of the money. And to better explain what that means is, in the money means that it has intrinsic value. So for example, we're buying a put option, which is the right to sell a stock at a given strike price. So if we had this particular put option, 685 strike, that means we could sell our 100 shares at $685 a piece, and the current price is $682 for simplicity's sake. So we have basically a $3 intrinsic value if we had this particular put option right here. Conversely, out of the money put options aren't worth anything at the moment, because if we had this put option, we wouldn't sell our shares for $678 a piece when we could just go to the open market and sell them for $681.89 a piece, right? So in the money means it has intrinsic value. Out of the money means it does not have intrinsic value. And then there's various strategies for buying like deep in the money put options or deep out of the money put options. And I'm not going to go into great details right here, but it's something to kind of wrap your head around and consider the different pros and cons of where to buy your put options at. So let's go here and we'll go to an out of the money put option. So we're thinking that the price of SPY is going to drop, a good chunk of change. So let's say we think in the next 32 days to the next month, we think it's going to drop less than $675 per share. And we can see that this particular put option costs $8.37. So to add it to our order, we can just click the plus button right here, and we've added it to our order. So a $675 put option, and we can see right here that our max profit is $66,663, and that's if SPY goes to $0. Probably not going to happen, so you probably will never realize that max profit on this SPY. Our max loss is the $837 that we're paying on the premium. And so that's if the price of SPY does not go past $675. And our break-even price is $666.63. So that means in order for us to actually make a profit, we need to go less than $666.63. And again, that's because we have to pay that premium on top of what our strike is. So let me load up my handy dandy calculator right here. So we have our 675 strike price minus 8.37. We get this 666.63. And so that's the drop you're looking for. Now you can see that I have the chance of profit right here. So there's about a 29.5% chance of actually turning a profit. So you have to, if you're quite bearish on the stock, you might have to run your own numbers and do your own analysis on whether the risk is worth the reward and so on. And I'll have other videos on calculating risk and reward. But as we're mainly focused on the concept of buying put options in this particular video. So that's how you would do it. If you want to gamble, you come further out of the money. You think the stock market is going to completely, absolutely tank. You could come down here and you can pick up, a contract for less than $100. But then you need the market to come down like $90. So that's probably like 15% or so. So, a pretty big drop in a month. I mean, they can definitely happen. But that's how you'd set it up. But they do have this little chart right here. You can kind of see where you would lose money and where you'd go ahead and make money. And it's kind of fun to play with. But you just go ahead and click on continue, and then you could go ahead and set your limit price. So set it for what you're willing to pay. Time in force, good for a day, good till cancel. Review order, and go ahead and check out. And so that's how you would go ahead and buy a put option. Now let me hop over to Robinhood Legend real quick and we'll go over it. It'll take like 1 minute because I think you got the concept at this point in time. So here we are looking at the options chain, and I have another video on trading options on Robinhood Legend. If you're unfamiliar with what you're looking at, you can go check that out. So we're going to be on the put side right now, and we're going to go look for our option. So we're coming in here, and let's come on down. Let's buy a slightly out of the money put option. We'll buy this at $681 for about $10. So basically we need the price of SPY to drop less than $670 in order to make some money. We want to be on the ask side because we're buying, and so we just click on it right here. And so we're buying a SPY 12/12/680 put, buy to open, and you could go ahead and set your limit price and just buy the put option right there. So reasonably self-explanatory. And so that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, I appreciate any sorts of likes, comments, subscribes, anything like that. And I hope you have a great rest of the day.